Welcome to Power Slap and Slap Fighting, a world where legends are made and others are laid out cold. Today, we're diving into the most insane, jaw-dropping knockouts that'll make you feel the sting through your screen. Forget what you know about combat sports. This is raw, this is real, this is Power Slap. Let's kick things off with a clash that'll make your teeth rattle just watching it. Vasile Kamutiski, the nickname The Dumpling, squared off against Viacheslav Zazulia. Now don't let Vasile's nickname fool you. This guy's got arms like tree trunks and hands that could flatten a car. As they faced each other, you could cut the tension with a knife. Dumpling looked ready, but he had no idea what was coming. Viacheslav wound up and boom! His hand connected like a freight train, sending the Dumpling staggering back, eyes rolling. Before anyone could blink, Dumpling hit the barrel. Lights out. Game over. The Dumpling, the Slap King, had been knocked out, leaving the crowd in awe and setting the tone for the night of incredible knockouts to come. But wait, we're just getting started. Let's talk about Christopher K.O. Chris, Thomas versus Jesus Gaspar Diaz. K.O. Chris isn't just a fancy nickname, it's a promise. As these two stepped up, you could see the determination in their eyes. The air was thick with anticipation. Chris, known for his devastating right hand, took his stance. Jesus, looking confident, braced for impact. But when Chris's hand met Jesus's face, it was like watching a bomb go off. The sound echoed through the arena, a crack that made everyone flinch. And Jesus? He went down faster than a sack of potatoes, his body seemingly disconnected from his brain the moment that massive palm made contact. Another one for KO Chris's highlight reel, proving once again why he's one of the most feared competitors in the circuit. Now hold on to your seats, cause we're heading to the islands. Duck Crazy Hawaiian took on David Zalis in a match that was anything but paradise for Zalis. The Hawaiian, known for his devastating power, didn't disappoint. As they squared up, you could see the focus into Crazy Hawaiian's eyes, a stark contrast to his usual laid-back demeanor. Zalis, to his credit, didn't show any fear. But when that hand came flying, man, it was like the wrath of the islands unleashed. The slap connected with a sound like a thunderclap, and Zalis, he took it full force and crumpled to the ground like a sandcastle hit by a tsunami. The crowd went wild, and Crazy Hawaiian proved once again why he's a force to be reckoned with, adding another knockout to his impressive record. Speaking of fear, let's talk about the showdown between Ron Wolverine Bada and Darius the Destroyer. Two men, two nicknames that'd make anyone think twice about stepping up. Wolverine, with his relentless spirit, faced off against the Destroyer, whose name says it all. The tension in the room was palpable as these two titans prepared to clash. Wolverine looked ready to take whatever the Destroyer could dish out. But it was Darius who lived up to his name that day. His slap was like a sonic boom, a blur of motion that connected with pinpoint accuracy. Ron, for all his toughness, couldn't withstand it. He hit the ground with a thud that seemed to shake the entire arena. Darius stood tall, adding another to his list of knockouts, proving he's a true destroyer in the ring. Remember Vasile the Dumpling Kamutiski? Well, he's back, and this time he's facing someone called the Bear. When your opponent's nickname is a literal apex predator, you know you're in for a rough time. The Bear lived up to his name, a mountain of a man with hands like catcher's mitts and a glare that could freeze water. But Vasile? He doesn't scare easy. As they squared up, you could see the determination in Vasile's eyes, a cool focus. Bear unleashed a slap that seemed to defy physics. It was like watching a whip crack, his arm a blur of motion. The Dumpling, all 300 plus pounds of him, took it full in the face. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. The crowd was stunned into silence before erupting into cheers. The Bear was tamed, but the Dumpling was humbled with a draw. The Bear was tamed, and the Dumpling reigned supreme. Now, let's switch gears and talk technique. Cole Young versus Jules Scott wasn't just a battle of strength, it was a masterclass in precision. Cole, known for his pinpoint accuracy, faced off against Jules, a competitor with a reputation for ironclad endurance. As they prepared, you could see Cole's eyes narrowing, calculating angles and force like a human computer. Jewel looked ready for anything. The tension built as they stood face to face. Then, like a viper striking, Cole's hand found its mark. The impact was perfect, a slap so precisely delivered, it looked almost effortless. Jewel's eyes widened in surprise. He stumbled, his legs turning to jelly, before he hit the floor. It was a knockout that proved sometimes it's not about how hard you hit, but how well you place it. Cole's victory was a testament to the art of slap fighting. Back to our boy Vasile Dumpling Komatsky, this time taking on Dawid Zalis Zalewski. Dawid came in with a reputation for resilience, a man known for taking punishment and coming back for more. But Vasile, he's got a reputation for ending reputations. As they faced off, you could feel the electricity in the air. Dawid looked determined, ready to prove he could withstand anything Vasile could dish out. It was a back and forth battle of the beasts. The slap fest went until the last round. The sound of each slap was like a gunshot. In one round, Dawid's head snapped back. In another round, Dawid struck with such precision that the dumpling wobbled, his eyes glazing over instantly. He tried to steady himself, but couldn't continue. Dawid added another notch to his belt, leaving the crowd in awe of his raw power. Now, we need to take a moment here. While we're here to celebrate the incredible feats in this sport, we also need to acknowledge its risks. The match between Artur Walczak and Dawid Zalewski serves as a stark reminder of the dangers inherent in any combat sport. What started as an intense bout ended in tragedy when Artur suffered severe injuries from Dawid's slap. It's a sobering moment that reminds us of the fine line these athletes walk and the immense respect we should have for anyone who steps up to compete. But the sport moves on, and so do we, to another clash of titans. Darius the Destroyer versus Frank the Tank Holland. Two men built like brick walls. The atmosphere was electric as they squared up. Frank, living up to his nickname, stood firm, a human fortress. Darius was laser focused. When his hand connected with Frank's face, it was like watching a demolition. The slap echoed like a cannon shot. Frank, for all his strength, couldn't stay up. He went down hard, the ground seeming to shake as he fell. Darius stood victorious, proving once again why he's one of the most feared names in the sport. Let's switch it up with Dorian Perez versus James Stonier. This wasn't just about power, it was a battle of speed versus strength. Dorian, quick as a cat, faced the sturdy James. The contrast in their styles was evident. Dorian looked ready to strike like lightning. James seemed prepared to weather any storm. But when Dorian's hand flew, it was clear that speed kills. The slap landed like a thunderbolt, too fast for James to brace himself. James couldn't withstand it. He went down like he'd been hit by lightning. Another win for the Swift, proving that in slap fighting, sometimes the quick strike beats steady defense. Now, imagine being nicknamed Monster and still getting laid out. That's what happened when Dawid Zalewski faced Sebastian Monster Paulik. Sebastian lived up to his name, a mountain of muscle with hands like sledgehammers. Many expected him to dominate, but Dawid wasn't impressed by nicknames. When his turn came, Dawid unleashed a slap that could have felled a giant. The sound was like a crack of thunder. Sebastian's eyes went wide with shock. Monster or not, he hit the floor with a thud. Dawid stood victorious, proving that in this sport, you can never underestimate anyone. Remember Da Crazy Hawaiian? He's back for round 2, this time against Van Heerden. Their first match was intense, but this was on another level. The crowd was buzzing, knowing their history. The Hawaiian, riding high on his reputation, faced a determined Van Heerden. The tension was thick as they squared up. But when that slap landed, it was like watching a tsunami hit. The crack of palm against cheek was like a sonic boom. Van Heerden didn't just go down, he went flying, his body twisting before crashing down. Another win for the islands, and another reason why Da Crazy Hawaiian is feared. Now let's go international. Zulu Zino, a Brazilian behemoth. took on Poland's own Karol Bula Filsinski. This wasn't just a match, it was a clash of continents. Zulu Zino came in with South America's pride on his shoulders. Karol had the heart of Poland behind him. The crowd was divided. When Karol's hand met Zulu Zino's face, it was like continents colliding. The slap echoed like a thunderclap. Zulu Zino, for all his size, couldn't stay up. He fell like a felled tree. Poland celebrated a victory that echoed across the Atlantic. Speaking of international face-offs, let's talk about Komsha Simeon Sorin versus Gorsa Alexandru. Two Eastern European powerhouses. Komsha came in focused. Gorsa looked ready for war. As they faced off, you could feel their nation's pride on their shoulders. Komsha wound up, and bam! His slap was surgical, landing with pinpoint accuracy. Gorsa couldn't continue. Komsha's victory was a masterclass in technique, showing that in slap fighting, brains can be as important as brawn. Now, let's welcome back Vasile Dumpling Kamatsky, this time against Camille Marusars. Camille was the new kid on the block, looking to make a name for himself against a legend. The crowd was buzzing. Vasile? He's not in the business of making others famous. As they squared up, you could see the calm in Vasile's eyes. One slap. That's all it took. The sound was like a thunderclap. Camille went down hard, his dreams of glory shattered. Vasile stood tall, reminding everyone why he's a legend.
Let's switch gears and talk about the ladies. Paige Van Zandt versus Christine Wolmarans was a groundbreaking event. Paige, fresh from MMA, faced Christine in a match that had everyone talking. The tension was palpable. Paige's MMA background was evident. Christine looked determined, but when Paige's hand flew, it was clear her combat sports background paid off. The slap landed with precision. Christine took the hit and went down. It was a victory that put women's slap fighting on the map, proving the ladies can bring as much power as the men. Back to the men's division with Azel Rodriguez versus IJ Hintz. This wasn't just a match, it was a war. Both men came in known for endurance. They traded powerful slaps, each refusing to go down. The crowd was on their feet. In the end, Azel landed the knockout blow. IJ couldn't stay up. He went down hard. It was a match that showed the heart these athletes bring, a testament to their toughness.
Now, let's talk about a clash of mythic proportions. The Hulk versus Aloha Samurai. The Hulk, living up to his name, was massive. The Aloha Samurai brought technique and strategy. The contrast had the crowd buzzing, but sometimes raw power trumps all. When the Hulk's hand connected, it was like watching a building collapse. The slap echoed, and the samurai couldn't withstand it. He went down hard. The Hulk roared in victory, proving why he's feared. But the Hulk wasn't done. His next match against Demon was personal. There was bad blood. The tension was thick. Demon came in confident. But the Hulk's slap spoke louder than words. His hand flew with devastating force, connecting with a sound like thunder. Demon took the hits and went down hard. It was a knockout that settled scores, cementing the Hulk's place at the top. Let's not forget Frank the Tank Holland. He's back, this time taking on Baby Ray. Experience versus youth. The crowd wondered if Baby Ray's energy could overcome Frank's savvy. Baby Ray came in hot. Frank stood calm. When it was time, Frank wound up. One slap from the Tank was all it took. The crack echoed. Baby Ray went down. Frank stood tall, showing once again why he's a mainstay.
Now here's a match with names straight out of a comic book. Shamin Thunderclap versus the Butcher. The Thunderclap lived up to his name, his presence electric. The Butcher looked ready, but when Thunderclap's hand flew, it was like nature unleashed. The slap connected, and the Butcher couldn't withstand it. He went down hard. Shamokin stood victorious, adding another thunderous victory. But wait, the Tank is back for more. This time, Frank faced the Bell. The Bell came in looking to make some noise. The crowd was split, but Frank was ready to silence any challenger. When Frank's hand connected, it was like a cannon fire. The Bell didn't just go down, he was knocked clean out. Another day, another knockout for the tank.
Speaking of dominant performances, let's talk about the Hulk versus the Beast. Two giants, each with a reputation for devastation. The arena was electric. The Beast lived up to his name, but the Hulk was on another level. When the Hulk unleashed his slap, it was like a force of nature. The Beast couldn't stay up. He fell hard. The Hulk's legend grew larger.
Now Frank the Tank Holland is back for one more. This time he's up against the Crow. The Crow came in quick and agile. The crowd wondered if his speed could overcome Frank's power, but Frank planted his feet, and boom! The slap that followed was like thunder. The Crow went from flying high to falling hard. Another knockout for Frank. Let's wrap things up with two more epic showdowns. First, Drain versus Kones. This was a test of wills. Both men traded slaps that had the crowd wincing. Drain, known for endurance, took everything Kones could dish out. In the end, Drain outlasted his opponent. With one final slap, he sent Kones to the mat.
And finally, Slap Daddy versus Okama 9-1 Fiend. Slap Daddy came in with swagger. Okama 915 was all business. When Slap Daddy's hand flew, it was with a flourish. The slap connected with a crack. Okama 915 went down hard. Slap Daddy danced in victory, proving you can have style and substance. And there you have it, folks. The most insane, jaw-dropping knockouts in the world of power slap and slap fighting. We've seen legends cemented, newcomers make their mark, and records shattered. But here's the thing. In this sport, records are made to be broken. Who knows what earth-shattering slaps are coming our way? What new titans will rise to challenge the current kings? One thing's for sure. In the world of power slap, the next big knockout is always just one slap away.